Great Friday evening, April 23rd, 2021. To God be the glory for yet another beautiful closing of a Friday. I hope you're refreshing yourself. I hope you are relaxing and just reflecting on God's faithfulness. Let me ask you, do you have a disability? Well, all of us have one, especially if we wear glasses, if we can't see at night and drive. Yeah, we need assistive devices, and those are called our eyeglasses or maybe contact lenses. So, yeah, in a way, all of us are disabled to a certain extent. But I am speaking of someone, and we don't even use the word. We don't use the word handicapped. We certainly do not use the word retarded. But anyone who might have differences, learning differences, physical differences, emotional, what have you. But we know that God still made them and He is in charge. He knows their plight, He knows their process of what they're going through, and He's with them. Not by yourself. In the background, lean on His word, lean on the Lord. Don't go about trying to figure out, to trying to figure out how all this is going to end. The Lord is with that person, and He promises never to leave nor forsake us. Well, in the second chapter, actually the fourth chapter of 2 Samuel, it talks about a young man. I used to love reading about him, and he was Jonathan's son. And we know that Saul and Jonathan passed. They were deceased in battle, but Jonathan left a special son. And it picks up in verse 4 where it says, Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame in his feet. He was 5 years old, barely in kindergarten, when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And what happened was his nurse took him up. He carried Mephibosheth, is his name, or was his name. And she fled, she ran. But then he fell out of her arms and he became lame. And I guess it was a bad fall because he never recovered from it. And that reminds me of a famous artist named Andre de Lautrec. Am I saying his name? Toulouse-Lautrec. I used to love his art at the Art Institute. Well, he was born in Paris, and he would sometimes paint himself in his compositions. And what happened was he had a bad fall in his adolescence, and he had some type of physical deformity, genetic, where his limbs would not repair itself. You know how our bones are, self-healing? Well, they wouldn't grow. So he had an adult-sized torso, but then he had childlike legs. And he didn't grow past 5 feet in the 4-foot range. But he immersed himself in art. And the Lord wants us to do that, to immerse ourselves in what He has put within all of us. Yeah, we might be a Mephibosheth, but you'll see later on that the Lord greatly blessed his life through David. And the Lord will put people in our lives so that we can continue to do the work of the Lord no matter what deficits, quote unquote, we seemingly have. But we know that God is our completion, and He will make it so that we can do all things through Him, not ourselves. So in Proverbs 23, we would have gone to that. And what I have to say is to continue to know that in verse 18, surely there is an end, and your expectation shall not be cut off, but your hope is in the Lord. No matter what your situation is, whether it's a physical, seemingly deficit where you might think that you're coming up short, God makes up the difference. He is our confidence. Like I said, He is the one who sustains us. He strengthens us, and we can do all things. Even if we are missing limbs, if we're missing parts of our bodies, if we cannot walk any longer, know that the Lord will stand up within you and you can continue to do the work that he has put within you. All right. Have a wonderful day. Having a wonderful evening, enjoying the completions, the completeness, the completion, and the sustenance that the Lord gives all of us.